It's Friday and it's time for the Assisting Hands Friday finish. Welcome. And I'm looking forward to kind of going over what's going on this week at Assisting Hands Richmond. Let me share my screen. And I'm looking forward to then introducing my shout out guest here in a second. All right. So welcome again, Assisting Hands Richmond Friday finish. I'm Eric Rohr. I'm the owner of Assisting Hands, serving Richmond. We go down to Petersburg, up to Ashland, out to Goochland, out past the airport, Providence Forge, towards Williamsburg. So we cover a really wide area here in the Richmond and surrounding areas. We are a home care company where we come to your home and provide additional support with the activities of daily living, like bathing, grooming, toileting, meal prep, medication reminders, and we serve adults of any age, and we really specialize in those individuals living with dementia. And our goal is to help you remain happy and at home wherever you may call home, that being a traditional home, independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing. We can go there and help you where you call home. So this week we have a lot going on. Actually, this is 2 weeks worth of stuff that I'm going to go through. We missed last week. We had a breakfast drive-through down at Auburn Hill. We got a nice breakfast from Bo Baker. You can see there at the bottom. That was really nice. I actually gave my breakfast away to my client care coordinator. She was appreciative of that. So I kind of killed two birds with one stone. Then I'm very active with the Chesterfield Council on Aging, and the Caregiver Committee just went through Dementia Friends of Virginia training. And actually I've already been certified as a dementia friend, but we went through it again and I received my Dementia Friends Champion training. And I did that with a lot of really great folks associated with the Chesterfield County Council on Aging, which is done through the Department of Aging and Disability Services. So that was a really good event, and we're going to be doing more with dementia training through Chesterfield County. Had a couple kind of beginning of the year networking groups. Partners in Healthcare had a nice big Zoom call to kind of talk about what we're going to do there. And then the Youth and Community Resource Network had their kind of 2021 kickoff meeting as well. So it was really good. Still missing people in person, but it was good to see everybody via Zoom. Kathy Hamlin, my executive administrator, and I actually went and got our vaccinations on Tuesday at the Arthur Ashe Center. So we got one dose down, and we're waiting for that herd to be formed so we all can kind of go out there and feel safe about being out there and resisting COVID. And I know there's a lot of communities that are getting their vaccinations, so it's really kind of great to hear about that. We had some new caregivers join us this past week, 5 of them: Lucilia, Aaron, Tadeja, Adina, and Brittany. And I think most of them are already on cases and are off to a great start. So I'm really happy that we got some new star caregivers. All right. Coming up in 2 weeks, we'll be hosting, Assisting Hands Richmond will be hosting our next dementia workshop. It's based on Teepa Snow's positive approach to care, and this is the positive physical approach. So it's going to be a lot of really good physical demonstrations. We'll be doing it via Zoom on how to approach people with dementia to kind of enhance the communication and the interaction with them. So it's some really good tips. Kathy is a certified dementia coach. She's the one who will lead the dementia workshop, and this is the 7th in our series, and then we're going to just start them all back up in March. So if you're interested, reach out to me and I'll get you the registration link so you can attend via Zoom. All right, that's going to bring us to our shout out section. I'm really excited about today's guest. So without further ado, today's guest is Cheryl Toler. She's with the Crossing. It's Ironbridge. Say hello, Cheryl, so everybody can see you.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing today? Eric, thanks so much for having me here. I'm really looking forward to spending this time with you.
Yeah, well, thanks. Cheryl is absolutely one of my favorite people in the industry. As you all know, I'm in my 2nd year in business, and Cheryl and I connected very early on. She reached out to me and kind of got me involved in some marketing initiatives right away. And it kind of gave me some confidence to get going. And so I've stayed in touch with Cheryl, and we've done a lot of marketing events together. In fact, last Valentine's, we drove all over Chesterfield County and delivered over 700 cookies to all the fire departments. I think we went to every single fire station in Chesterfield County, and there are a lot of them. And they're
23.
yeah,
23 of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Chesterfield County is a big county. I didn't realize how big it was. But anyway, that was a great day of bonding and just doing something nice for the fire departments. And we're going to be doing something similar to that, I think. So we're getting ready for that as well. So I'm going to kick it off, Cheryl, ask you a few questions so people can kind of get to know you a little bit. So I just want to kind of like tell everybody kind of how you ended up in the senior living industry and kind of what motivates you and what do you like about it?
Well, I have had a very long career in fundraising, 10-year career with United Way. Prior to that, 10 years with what was then VEPCO and now is Dominion or Dominion Energy, and did a lot of volunteering along those lines. And as time went on, I left Colorado and came back to Virginia, and it's just been a transition. I started doing some consulting work after I worked on my last big fundraising project, which was the Petersburg Library Foundation, and then got involved with the Area Agency on Aging, and one thing led to the other. And then I went to work at Health South, and then have made it through memory care and ended up here almost 2 years ago at the Crossings at Ironbridge. So I'm a salesperson at heart. I don't mind, going out and doing what I can in the trenches, but this industry has truly captured my heart because I'm able to help so many families, whether they're in a crisis or whether they're just really ready to downsize and come to assisted living, or they have the struggles of having a loved one with memory care issues. So that's kind of my quick elevator speech of how I got here.
Yeah, no, you're great. And I'll tell you, like every time I'm in the community, more pre-COVID than recently, I'd come visit Cheryl at her door, and there's always residents and people stopping in to say hi to her. And you can just tell that you really kind of form a bond with all your residents, and you truly have a, care and concern for them. So
it is. Great. I have right now about 80 really good friends that live here.
Yeah.
They're really nice, and you get attached to your residents and their families, and it's not always perfect, but like I tell folks when I first meet them, we strive to be 150% every day, and some days we're 95, some days we're 90, and then some days we're 120. So we ebb and flow with the situation at hand.
Yeah, well, great.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys recently kind of went through a transition. Kind of talk about that a little bit and tell me kind of where you all are now.
Yeah, when I came here almost 2 years ago, we were the Crossings at Ironbridge. And then in September of 2019, we did a rebrand to become Harmony at Ironbridge. We are owned by the Smith Packet family and their investors, and Harmony Senior Services came on board to actually manage us. And so I think they were trying to make sure that all of their buildings had the same brand, same ethic and everything. And then because we only sell 2 of the 3 important components in this industry of either independent living, assisted living, or memory care, we only sell assisted living and memory care. And so in August 9th, as a matter of fact, a really great company called Age Well Living, took over the management, even though we're still owned by Smith Packet out of Roanoke. And it's really neat to have our president, David Mills, and his team here overseeing our building. And it's been a very nice transition. So we're back at the Crossings at Ironbridge. We have different logo and different colors. So it represents the Age Well Living communities under Age Well.
Yeah. And, same great, building, same great staff and the like. So that I think that I would say from my vantage point, and, not as close as a lot of people, but I'm closer to than the general population. It was a seamless transition. You guys done a really great job. And so,
Yeah, we did it kind of quiet this time, just so that we would just go back and, people are happy. We've been known forever as the Crossings at Ironbridge. And so I think that just for the community confidence, I like the direction that Agewell took us.
yeah. All right. Well, why don't we take a tour? I mean, I think it'd be really great if some people could see, you know, what you guys have to offer. And so I'm going to throw up some pictures, and why don't you just kind of talk us through, I love these pictures. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about what we're seeing?
Okay, so I'll start over at the top left corner. That is the front of our building. Our building has 83 apartments. 23 of them are memory care, and the rest of them, the 60 are assisted living. We have a combination of one bedroom, large, medium, and small studios, and we'll go over that in just a minute. But this is our entryway into our building with our beautiful portico that's there. The next picture in the middle is our wonderful courtyard, and we really miss having events out there. I was talking to our executive director, Leslie Jones, and I told her, I said, I can't wait until we can have a function out in our courtyard, because it's just so nice. And on beautiful days, the residents and their family members have the opportunity to come out and sit and enjoy it. We have 8 courtyard apartments that pull off of this view here, and they are usually in high demand. They don't stay vacant very long, but it's just a nice setting. Then over to the far right, that's an aerial shot of our courtyard, where you can see the fountain, and it's just a nice setting. And even staff enjoys going out there on breaks and sitting and having lunch.
And it's completely enclosed, right? And so
enclosed. Mm-hmm.
Safe. People just can't wander in off the street or anything like that. So it's it's like a park without kind of it being exposed.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'd have to say, I only imagine with, probably some of the lockdown with COVID-19, that's just a great asset that people can enjoy that and not feel restricted. So
right. Even when we had family visits, they were able to go out into the courtyard until the weather, got really cold. But they were able to go out and sit, and it was just refreshing. Our industry is just like everybody else's. We thrive off of seeing our residents walking around the building and smiling and having a great time. And this past year has just been tough. Often we've had to have our residents insulated and have asked them to shelter in place. And so to be able to see our residents with their families out in that courtyard is very heartwarming, and we can't wait to get back to that particular situation.
Yep.
Yeah, the view down on the left corner is our external walking path courtyard. When you're facing our building over to the right, you might see a white 6-foot fence that is out. This fence goes all the way around our external area, and we have apartments that have window views to this, but it's just a nice walking path. We have a walking club here that includes both our memory care residents as well as our assisted living residents. And it's not uncommon for us to see folks out there. We've got a beautiful little gazebo that you can see in the picture next to it. And it's just a really nice setting. I'm always amazed when I open the door, when I'm showing people on an actual in-person tour. This building is 23 years old. And for us to have this, I can't imagine how secluded it was 23 years ago to have this beautiful area out here for our residents and families to enjoy.
Yeah, that's great. All right, let's go to the next set of pictures. All right, tell us what we're looking at here.
Good. Up in the top left and then to the right, both of those, that's our dining room area. It's usually, again, a non-COVID, more breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is very active, very lively area for our residents to come and enjoy their meals. Once a month before COVID, we used to have, I think everybody will be saying before COVID, but we had family nights. So once a month, all of our families would be able to come in and enjoy this setting, and we would have activities and music, and that's where we have a lot of functions. Speakers come in sometimes when we're not having meals. and we're ready to get back and engaged in that area as well. And then the picture that's below, that's just one of our model apartments. We have changed the view a little bit, but this was a picture taken a few months back. But it accommodates a very nice large bed, has the windows. Apartments have very large windows, and every apartment has its own individual heat and air conditioning setting.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you, and these are the floor plans I think you were mentioned a little bit earlier.
Yeah, so we do have for our memory care and assisted living suites, we do have the Appomattox, the Buckingham, and the Charleston in memory care. And then in our assisted living, we have the larger 1-bedroom apartments. So we really have 4 different types of 1-bedroom apartments. And then with our studios, they do not have any well, none of our apartments or living areas have any stoves to them, but we have large, and say for example, the Charleston, we have a nice kitchenette that has a sink, a refrigerator, and a microwave. It's kind of comparable to if you're going to the ocean front to have an efficiency apartment, kind of along those same lines. But we have a little bit of something here for everybody. Sometimes when folks are really downsizing and they just don't want to deal with anything in their house anymore, the Appomattox is probably one of our most affordable and favorable apartments that people do select. But then, you know, when we have our 1-bedroom apartments, which we don't have any vacant right now, they get scooped up pretty fast too. Our building is 2 stories and has an elevator that gets you to from one floor to the other. A section of our building is dedicated to, the top floor is dedicated to memory care, and then those memory care residence apartments.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you have quite a bit of variety as well. So not everybody's living place looks like your next door neighbors. So I think that's really good.
Right.
All right, and here's just kind of, maybe you can go through some of the amenities overall you have and over the entire community.
I love this sheet here because we give this to our prospective families so that when they do come to us, I always make sure that family members get this because they can see what we have to offer. And I'm sure, Eric, you have seen too, when people are out, sometimes they'll go to 5, 10 particular communities. We've tried to make it easy so that at least us, along with 4 other communities, they can do a comparison of what we have. And I'll just go down real quick. You know, we have certified masterpiece. We are a certified masterpiece living community. Masterpiece living is a culture, and that culture is ingrained not only in our staff, but we are certainly making sure that our residents and family members have the ability to tap into everybody's resources so that this is not just your old traditional assisted living community. We want all of our family members engaged. So if they play music and they want to come here and do concerts, you know, when we get back up and operating normal, or if someone is a skilled knitter and they want to have knitting classes, or we have a resident we do have a resident right now she has started a book club and she's reading novels to our residents that have macular degeneration. And so that has really tapped on because the folks that still can read on their own have started participating in this book club. So that's part of the masterpiece living community culture that we're creating here. We just don't want people to come here and sit in their apartment and not have a purposeful and meaningful life. We do have community and TV social rooms. We have fitness classes. We've got our beautiful wooded walking path. We have internal and external courtyard apartments with easy access, studios with kitchenettes, individual laundry services included. And I'll talk about that in just one second. We have physical therapy here on site. Select Rehab is doing a terrific job working with our residents. We have weekly music events, and then we also have pretty enriching activities. We could take our residents out under normal time. They go out on joy rides, and then they go grocery shopping. And really, Colleen Neiswanger is our life enrichment director, and she taps into our residents to really find out what their main interest is, and she makes sure that it's incorporated throughout our entire activity calendar. She's done a terrific job too, going room to room to room, or apartment, excuse me, and making sure that no one is isolated and that they are getting the attention that they need during this most difficult time in our industry. With our rates, that go with our apartments, we offer laundry services, housekeeping, all of the meals are provided. One of our residents has said that she loves living here because all she has to do is knock on the door, open her door, and there's always somebody right outside her door that can help her if she has an emergency. 24-hour round the clock care, activities, housekeeping. We do everything so when the resident is here that they are here to enjoy their life and we take care of them. It is not uncommon for us to tell folks here, we come to work in our residence home every day. We don't just I don't come to my office. So we all respect the environment that we work in and treat everybody as if we are coming to their home to work.
Yeah, no, I can definitely feel that.
Yeah. We're pretty proud here.
Yep, this is a good page. I think it's really highlights all your all's really good points.
Yep.
All right. So we got something going on tomorrow. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, we have the opportunity to provide for our community a community shred. At no charge, people can bring 3 to 4 boxes of documents. They will be shredding them right here on site. And they don't even have to get out of the car. We'll be here. We've got volunteers that are here to help out, to offload the boxes. And then if they'd like to make a contribution to the Alzheimer's Association, I'll have a jar there, and it's in, out, and done pretty quick. And for the first 100 vehicles, I've got goodie bags. Thank you to you, Eric Rohr, and to some other community partners that I have, that the first 100 cars will get a goodie bag filled with some fun stuff.
Was my count right with the stuff I gave you? Did I give you 100? Or?
Yeah, you did. You did a great job. Yes, sir.
Oh, good. All right. Well,
yeah,
good.
You did.
And then I put up your information. I'm assuming they can call you
Absolutely.
if they have any questions or whatever. And Cheryl's really good about getting back to you quickly.
Yeah, I always tell people, I'm accessible 7 days a week, up until 11 o'clock at night. It's not uncommon for my husband to hear me at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night with a family that's calling from California because they want to relocate their parents back, here because they might have some other siblings, or they're going to be taking turns taking care of their families. So I do try diligently to respond as promptly as possible, even if it's on the weekend. Because I just know sometimes families are in an urgent situation. Eric, we've seen a high number of acute care discharge to admission here. So what that tells me is that families thought that they could take care of their individuals or their loved ones or even themselves. And because of these last 10 months and what this globe has gone, our world has gone under, people have realized that they can't be that caregiver anymore, or that it's time that mom, dad, or a relative come to assisted living, because it's just going to make it easier, and then that individual can get back to being a sibling or a relative versus that caregiver role.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's so important. I think people kind of fall into that and realize that, they're doing a great job as a caregiver, but then they stop being that son, daughter, husband, wife, nephew, whatever it is. And so I think that's good. And I know that you and I have worked on trying a couple cases, like if people are a little bit concerned about the COVID situation, I think that's a lot better. You guys, I think you just said got vaccinated at your community today.
Yep. Well, my arm's not even sore. We did vaccines today. I do want to go ahead and be very transparent, and I'm very proud of this. We went 301 days with no COVID in our building. And a couple weeks ago, the beast raised its head. We don't have any residents that have symptoms. Everybody is doing really well. We're at the end of what we think is the end. But I have to tell you that for us to go 301 days with no COVID in this building was just phenomenal. And that's the dedication of our residents, our families that come to visit our residents, as well as our staff. And it just, I remember somebody telling me that it wasn't if, it's just when it's going to arrive. And we feel pretty good about where we are right now. And especially today was the first day of vaccines. And then 3 weeks from now, they'll get their second, everybody will get their second dose.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Yeah. No, I think that you're right. It wasn't a matter of if, it's when. And I think it's how people handle it. And of course, I know you guys handled it the right way. And I think that, that's what we've all learned is it's not the end of the world. It's just how you manage the whole system. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, great. Well, then I have one last thing I want to do is I got the honor of being your first 5-star Google review. So I do know as a business owner myself, Google reviews are something that really do matter. And so I left you guys a nice little review. This is, I don't leave them for everybody, but, I did want to, call it, I know your team, I'll read it. The team at the Crossings at Ironbridge are awesome. They're professional, knowledgeable, and caring. Cheryl Toler brings energy, creativity, and compassion to every individual that she interacts with. I highly recommend them to anyone looking for a quality senior living option in the Chester, Virginia area. So I just wanted to kind of do that and that's kind of also a thank you for joining me today on Friday Finish.
Yeah, thank you so much. And blessings to Kathy. Want to make sure that she's doing well. And I just love this professional partnership that we have, Eric. It's you energize me to work harder, and I'm happy to send referrals your way. And I just I'm looking forward to us getting back out and spending the day bringing cheer to folks in a little bit different fashion, but your mom's cookies are going to be well received.
They always are. Yeah, that's a certainty. Well, great. Anything else before we say goodbye?
No, I just want to say thank you for everything you do to support me professionally and to support the Crossings at Ironbridge. We thank you very much.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, great. Well, have a great weekend, Cheryl. Okay. All right. I got a couple things just to wrap it up. As always, encourage people to go to YouTube, search for Assisting Hands Richmond, and then you'll find us. We're putting a lot of good video content, including the Friday Finish. So this video I'm going to post out there probably tonight or this weekend. And then the other thing we put out there is our dementia workshops. So all of our previous workshops are out there, and we have the one coming up. So please go find us, subscribe, and then hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we add new content. I'm still trying to get up to 100 subscribers. That would be great. I'll do something crazy if I get to 100. But anyway, I think we're at 30. So anything you can do, that'd be great. And I only have 2 parents, so they only can subscribe twice. So can't go any farther than that. All right, that's it. Have a great weekend. Again, Assisting Hands, where we're helping you remain happy and at home. Have a great weekend, everybody, and take care.